Welcome back, everyone. Lending a helping hand to those hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Unfortunately, over the last 8 months, many people have experienced a reduction or loss of income as a direct result of the pandemic. That's why the CARES Rental and Utility Assistance Program was formed. I spoke with Betty Valdez, the director of Bernalillo County Housing, about this assistance program and how it's providing some much-needed relief to those who need it most. Joining us this morning, we have Betty Valdez, the Director of Housing with the Bernalillo County Housing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Betty. We're talking about this amazing program that you guys are offering, especially during these hard times because of COVID-19. Can you tell our viewers about the CARES Rental and Utility Assistance Program?
I can. We started out with $1 million. We've had the program running about a month. We have about $700,000 left. Left to apply for. The program is for 80% of median income, which means if you make more than $51,000, you do not qualify, unfortunately. But that's still a lot of income, so please qualify. Let us determine that. If you don't know, go ahead and fill out the application and send it in. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so tell me, why did you guys determine this type of program was needed right now?
Well, what we've heard is everybody has heard in the community that employers are either reducing hours or there's a loss of jobs. So this program is particularly for that. This is for an employer-driven job loss or reduction in income. What we are seeing a lot of applications for is I was afraid, I've quit my job, I have medical issues, and this program unfortunately is not for that. This is an employer-driven grant for those employers that have laid off or shut down, and the employee has lost their job due to those two reasons.
Okay. So it's somebody who's lost their job because of likely COVID-19 and everything that's taken place.
Right. It has to be related to COVID-19, and it's not just a job loss. We are seeing those that are having reduced hours are granting for that also.
And what does the assistance, what do they need to use that assistance for? What type of utilities?
For rent and past due utilities. So the rent does have to be current as of March when COVID hit. So we are verifying that rent was current as of March 2020. But it's up to $5,000. So we are asking landlords, if it is over $5,000, if they owe over $5,000, that they work with their tenant. But we are granting up to $5,000, and that's past due rent and past due utilities. They do have to be on the lease. They do have to be on the utility. And we will verify that with the landlord and with the leases and utility bills.
So some of our viewers may be thinking, I do need this type of assistance. We've been hit hard, because of COVID-19. Maybe one spouse is not working right now. Others had their pay reduced or their time reduced. Do they have to pay this money back?
No, it is not a repayable grant. And what I'd like to say is not just the tenant should apply or the renter, but if the landlord is seeing somebody struggle, the landlord can apply. We have a landlord application, and they can reach out to their tenant and encourage them to apply. So a lot of times we've been getting landlord applications, and then we'll see the tenant application come in behind it, and we can match that up. So the renter doesn't have to apply first and then reach out to the landlord. Oftentimes the landlord will apply and reach out to the tenant. And so it's been a nice community effort with trying to get the rents paid.
Absolutely. We've been seeing that a lot, where a lot of people are coming together during this time of need. And, obviously it's a trickle-down effect. If you have the renter not able to pay the rent that month, that also affects the landlord who's having to pay the mortgage of that home. So, I could see either one saying, you know what, this is something that could benefit both of us in the end. For our viewers who are wanting more details, how can they find it? Do you guys have a website?
We do. It is www.bernco.gov/housing. We also have an email address, housingcares@bernco.gov. So if you have questions, you can email us if you're unsure about the income level or what documents you need. So reach out to us, talk to us. We want to use all of this money to make our community whole or to help.
Absolutely.
So get a hold of us, submit your applications. We want to assist you.
It's better to apply, hopefully get approved, versus not apply thinking you're not going to get approved and be in a situation even longer. Betty, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And if I could add one last comment, what we are seeing is on the moratorium that was issued, there is some misunderstanding about the rents are not due. And we have people not applying because they think those rents are forgiven, and they're not. Come December 31st or January 1st, those rents are due. So you are going to have to pay those rents, apply, get in and apply, because January 1st, those rents are due, and we can help you with that. So I just want to put that out there, because we've had people say, well, I was forgiven rents, I'm not due anything, and you are. So let us help you with that.
Some great insight. Betty, again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more information on the CARES Rental and Utility Assistance Program, head to our website. That's always on krqe.com.